Hey guys, welcome to this Facebook Live session. It is the first session of this year, 2019. So I want to start with wishing you a very, very, very happy new year. I hope you had a fun, joyful, relaxing, refreshing, reflective kind of holiday season. And, so that you can kickstart your year with the best energy. So welcome to this live session. If you are here live, that would be wonderful. Come in and say hello. And if you're seeing this on replay, come and say hi anyway. And if we haven't met ever before, and this is the first time we're meeting, then welcome. My name is Shalini Joshi Yamdagni, and I'm an international physical and emotional pain relief expert, helping people move past their pain to feeling more peace and clarity. Hi, Kay. Nice to see you here. Welcome and Happy New Year, Kay. Today, the way, this past few weeks, really, I've been reflecting on the year gone by, and really, it was quite a bumpy year for me personally, in different aspects. And just generally, my family, we went away to the mountains, and just general discussions with my kids about the upcoming exams and video gaming, and my daughter's into theater. So talking about theater and practice and rehearsals, and those kind of discussions inspired today's Facebook Live, and the topic is self-management game for success. And I was thinking when I was discussing with my son, like stop playing the game, or you shouldn't be gaming so much, or maybe it's time to switch off the game and get into study mode because the exams are coming up very soon. I was thinking how the game of life, you can never turn off. Like it's always on, whether you're ready, whether you're not, whether you're aware, whether you want to play, or you're tired and you don't want to play. The game of life is always on. And, even discussing with my daughter about rehearsals and practice, right? For the performance, like you don't get time to rehearse. You don't get time to practice. It's like you're on. You're on the stage all the time. So it got me thinking in that direction of, how life is a game that we play. Ever since you show up on the planet, it's game on. And so, my mentor, my current mentor, and he's been my mentor for 2 years now, Alex Mandossian, I learned this from him that I wanted to share with you. It's about playing the game, right? And he this is not his stuff. He's learned it from someone else, but he was teaching it to us. And I thought it was really helpful. And that is 4 ways to play the game. Okay? So I'm talking about the game of life, or the game of relationships, or the game of the money game, or the relationship game, or the health game, whatever way you want to look at it, right? The professional game, the networking game, the self-care game. They're all kind of, we can see them as a game that we play. And no matter what game you're playing currently, right now, maybe I'm playing the sharing and teaching game, right? No matter what game you're playing, he talks about 4 ways that one can play a game. And so here it is. So 4 types of games people play. Okay, number 1 is refusing to play. I don't want to play. For whatever reason, there are people who, and I've been there, sometimes you just don't want to play. You're tired, you're exhausted, you're feeling stuck, you're feeling like nothing works for me. Maybe you're depressed. I'm sorry about the noises going on here. There's some construction work. So sometimes you just refuse to play. Maybe even if maybe when you're going through some kind of a depressive mode, you just don't want to play, right? So there are different ways. We are always showing up in the game of life. So one of the things that people do is they refuse to play. They don't want to participate in the game of relationship or the game of work, or whatever the case is. The second way people play is they pretend to play. It's like playing it for the heck of it, right? But not really playing it. It's like you're not fully immersed in whatever it is you're doing. In fact, you're not even there. You're just kind of showing up and pretending to be in the relationship, pretending to work hard, pretending, and there could be like n number of reasons. Maybe you don't like where you work. Maybe you don't like the relationship you're in, but you're pretending. You're putting on this mask, right? Maybe it could be n number of reasons, and it could be all kinds of different games. Maybe you're playing full on in your career, but you're pretending to play in your relationships. So that's the other game. And that's another way to play the game of life. And then playing not to lose. There are a lot of people, we've all been there at some point, like we'll pay, but it's not like we're playing to win. But it's like, okay, I just hope I make it, or I hope I don't fail, or I hope, and so that's the energy we come forward in to play. And it's kind of like a wrong focus in a way, because if you're only going to put that much, then of course you're only going to get that much results, right? And your focus is not to lose. So you're investing energy and thoughts and beliefs and attitude about playing a game, whether it's a relationship game or a money game or a health game, to not lose, which is not 100%, right? And those are the results that you get. And then there's a fourth way of playing the game, which is playing to win. And that is, doing whatever it takes, playing all in, like your heart, mind, your head, your heart, your hands. It's like you're all in. But the thing is, a lot of the times we may be wanting to play to win, but we are not playing a winnable game. It's like, 12 years ago, I was stuck at a job that I hated, that I didn't find any inspiration in. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to have great relationships. I wanted to be a great parent. I wanted to have great health, right? But I hated my job. I hated what I was doing. It wasn't a winnable game because the foundation was kind of, messed up. And so that was impacting my relationships. I was frustrated in my relationships. My health was suffering. I was diagnosed with an illness. I was on bed rest. My kids, my relationship, I didn't feel like a good parent at all. So sometimes maybe, at the back of your mind, you want to play a winnable game, but you've chosen the wrong game. Like the work game was a wrong choice. I didn't like it. So even though I wanted to play to win, it was not a winnable game. So sometimes we choose, not the correct thing, right? So to play to win, yes, you want to put it, you want to play all in. Yes, you want to do whatever it takes, but you also want to choose the game that is winnable, right? So these are 4 ways, and you can pick any area of your life, right? Whether it's health, relationships, work, career, marriage, parenting, right? Self, whatever your interests and your hobbies, and ask yourself, like, what kind of a game am I playing in this area? Sometimes we don't play the same game in all areas, right? We may be excellent in our work and going all in, but our health is suffering or our relationships are suffering. So ask yourself, like, what kind of game am I playing? Am I refusing to play? Am I pretending to play? Am I playing not to lose? Or am I playing all in to win? And that's the game we really want to play to be successful in the game of life, right? I hope this is helpful, because it was really helpful when I, learned about it, which brings me to how can we really play this winnable game is, number one, I'm going to share with you 6 ways I have helped myself, move past a lot of the blocks and live the life I live right now, which is I get to work from home, which I didn't before. I get to work with the clients from all over the world. I get to be a parent who's at home, which is what I wanted, which I didn't have before. So one of the first things, right, in this self-management game, in this game of life, I believe, is the self-management game. Like, if you can manage yourself, then your life can become a winnable game, right? It's not about how do I fix that, and how do I fix this, and how do I fix this. It's how do I fix me? How do I manage me, my inner management, my outer management? And I feel like that game, when you've got that game kind of like really figured out, then the other pieces kind of work as well. So here are some of the 6 tips that I wanted to share. So one is knowing yourself. The first and the most foundational to a winnable life game is knowing yourself. And what do I mean by that? You want to know, what are your interests? What really ticks you? What makes you happy? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your unique gifts and talents, right? So if you don't know that at the bottom, so here's an example. When I was really miserable and my life was not working and I was stuck at a job that I hated, and my health was, in a mess, my relationships were in a mess, what I realized was that I didn't really know, what I wanted. I didn't know, because I took up any job that offered me the next best salary. That's how I was playing my work game. It's like, oh, I'm bored of this job, let's go to the next job. Does it really, really interest me? I didn't care. It was, okay, I'm going to make more money in this job. And that's what happened. And I took that job and I hated it, and I hated it, and I hated it, right? So I chose the wrong game. I was not playing to win. I couldn't play a winnable game because I was in the wrong. I made some wrong choices, and that suffocated me. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't, everything in my life just didn't work because I chose the wrong game to play in my work life, right? And that was because I didn't really choose that game based on knowing myself. What do I know about myself? I'm a people person. I loved hanging out with people, and I was stuck at a computer job, right? 24/7. So it wasn't a winnable game. And if you don't know yourself, and if you don't align and choose, if you don't make your choices based on what you know about yourself, and you do it for the heck of it, for the money, for the fame, for the whatever, then it's not going to end up being a winnable game, right? So you really have to know yourself. And one of the key parts of knowing yourself is, we want change, right? We want all the things that we want to have: successful relationships, we want to have successful career and money and blah, blah, blah. But knowing yourself is all about, that your conscious mind can think whatever it wants, but your subconscious mind, which is 90% of your brain, has all these, experiences from the past, limiting beliefs, fears, worries, doubts, self-critical attitude, negative self-talk. And if you're not aware of it, then you can't play a winnable game. So this is also part about knowing yourself, right? And if you've been following, you know that there are subconscious beliefs and self-talk and all these thoughts and opinions that we have that affect what we want to accomplish, the changes that we want for ourselves in the new year, or just throughout, as we are journeying forward. Whatever we want also depends on what we are, what is the backpack that we are carrying with us, because that is 90%, and it's like a bully. And if you're not aware of it, if you don't know yourself well, that I need to change my critical self-talk, I need to think more positive, I need to believe, I need to move past these fears, then you can't play a winnable game. So one of the things is to know yourself, really know what are the top 5 things that I want this year, right? If you don't know what you really want, you kind of just bump around and meander around. It's not a winnable game, because you don't have any vision, you don't have any focus of where you want to go, what you want to achieve, right? Know your environment. In the last Facebook Live, I think, and many others, I have shared with you the importance of knowing your environment. And what I mean is, your physical environment, your health environment, your family environment, your professional environment, mental and emotional environment, spiritual, social networks. So by physical, I mean the space you live in, right? The house you live in. How is your space organized? Is it cluttered? Is it untidy? Is it messy? Is your office messy? Is your desk messy? Is are your drawers like full of, stuff that you don't need? So that's your physical environment. Health, like how's your health? Is it suffering? Because you are a result, you are impacted by all these. So if you're very stressed and we're very upset and very angry and very fearful, then it's going to impact you, and your environment is going to keep you from playing the winnable game that you want to play, right? And like I was saying, my professional life was, it sucked in 2007, and it impacted everybody, everything around me, including me. So you want to know what your environments are, and pay attention to those that are suffering. You don't want to ignore them, because you can be a master at your profession, but if your health is really suffering, you can't play a winnable game, because eventually it'll get to you, right? You'll be forced to attend to that, and it will, you will wobble as you play the game of life, because and so you want to see which area in my environment is pulling me down, and you want to fix that, right? If you have a leaky roof, you won't just ignore it and say, okay, let it leak, let the rain keep coming down the roof. You'll fix it. So look at your environment, say which area needs nurturing, which area needs more care. Is it the family? Is it my health? Is it my marriage? Is it my parenting skills? Is it I'm not focused enough in my profession? So know your environments and which ones are pulling you down and how you can lift them up, right? So that's another part of playing a self-management game that helps you win in the game of life, right? Play to win. I just talked about the different ways people are playing the games, refusing to play, playing, pretending to play, playing to lose. You want to play to win. And once again, you want to choose which game you want to play, right? You don't want to play a fake relationship game while you're trying to play a all-in professional game, because it's going to affect you. So choose the game. And if you are stuck in a place that you're tolerating and you're just pretending, or you're afraid and you're refusing to play, then think of how you can shift that, right? How can you change that so that you're more aligned and so that you can play to win? And then number 4 is knowing that setbacks are normal. So when you're playing the game of life, or you're playing the video game, right? There are obstacles on the way. We know that. So once we know that there are going to be setbacks in 2019, or whichever year we are in, or whichever month we are in, there are going to be setbacks, and that should not shake us so much that we are completely thrown off course. And in some ways that happened to me last year, right? And there were some areas of my life where like there were like little jolts, and they threw me off track for a while. And it happens, but I'm aware of it, right? Now I'm aware even more. And we keep learning, and we keep growing, and we keep, honing our skills in all the different areas. But expect setbacks. It's part of life. There's no game, even video games, right, with no challenge. You have to overcome certain challenges. So we know that. So when we are playing a winnable game, a self-management, we have to also prepare for setbacks and say, this is normal, this is part of the game, it's normal. And so don't get thrown off by the setbacks or the challenges. And one of the ways to not get thrown off is equip yourself. And when I say equip yourself, I mean equip yourself with like-minded people, with support systems. I have mentors still. Dr. Joe Vitale of The Secret is one of my mentors. Alex Mandossian is another mentor. And they help me through my challenges, right? So you want to play the game of life feeling equipped with the right tools. Tapping is a big tool for me, as are many more tools, but that's my key tool. So equip yourself with information, whether you need to read the books, whether you want to have a mastermind. I'm in a mastermind with Joe Vitale, Alex Mandossian, and a bunch of others from around the world. And it really helps you to know that others are also having the same challenges and giving each other support. So we have accountability calls with our buddies. I have one, a lady in Germany, and now I'm on another call with, I think she's in Australia, I think. So equip yourself, as you're moving forward and as you're playing this game of life. Equip yourself with the role models. Maybe, you don't have a mentor personally guiding you, but find a role model, someone who's done what you want to achieve, and what are they doing, and learn from them, right? Outsource. Why did I write outsource? Because it's from my experience. So equipping myself, a part of equipping myself has been about knowing my weaknesses, which is about knowing yourself, right? You want to play a winnable game. So I know myself. I'm not good with technology. I'm not good with websites and all that stuff. So I have equipped myself, right? Outsourced this stuff to a VA. I have a virtual assistant in the US who helps with all the stuff, sending emails out and, writing, sending out my newsletters, or, stuff like that. And then you can play a winnable game, because if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be sitting here. I wouldn't be writing newsletters, because it's so hard. It's not my thing, technology. I can use this kind of technology, but I don't know the details of websites and all that stuff that goes into it. So outsource your weaknesses. If you can't equip yourself with the tools and you say, yeah, I can do this, then outsource this. Get help, right? So these are ways you can equip yourself so that when challenges come, you have tools, the spiritual tools. I have meditation, I have tapping, I have lots of other tools. I have mentors, I have a mastermind to keep me on the road to playing this winnable game, right? And the last is celebrate it all. And what do I mean by that? In life, we're going to have wins, we're going to have failures, we're going to have setbacks. But if you're playing all in, you can there will be wins which you should celebrate. I mean, I'm sure you find that in your life too, but I tend to dismiss my wins. Like whatever I win, it's like, oh, okay, but all the problems, and I haven't accomplished this, and I haven't done that, and I still haven't done that, I'm not doing that right. And we beat ourselves up, and we forget to celebrate more of the wins that we have, the person that we've become today because of all those experiences and failures and everything else. So one of the ways to play this winnable game of life is to celebrate more of your wins and celebrate the learning, because you never fail, right? Whatever you did wrong, you learned something. So you want to celebrate it all, celebrate the learning as well as celebrate the wins, and focus on that, because so often we tend to just beat ourselves up for things we have not achieved and forget about all that we did do right. So here's again just a quick review. Here we go. So 4 ways of playing the game. Ask yourself, what game am I playing? Am I refusing to play? Am I pretending to play? Am I playing not to lose? Or am I playing to win? A winnable game, right? And the 6 tools is know yourself, know your environment. Remember the environment? The financial, the spiritual, the family, the physical, the social. It's all part of your environment. Which one's not working? Where can I put nurture and feed, and how you feed the plants with vitamins and all the other stuff, so that also grows. Play to win. So you can play to win if you know yourself, right? Know that there are setbacks, equip yourself, and then celebrate it all. Celebrate the game, whether you win or whether you learn. So that was all about the self-management game for success, because I believe life is a game, and that one of the key games that we play is self-management, because you manage yourself and then everything around you works for the better. So I hope you enjoyed this tip, this information, and as you move forward into 2019, I hope you will choose consciously to play a winnable game, and you will learn tools to self-manage, so that you are well supported as you move forward, and you can actually go for your goals and achieve them no matter what comes your way. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next week again, Thursday. And if you have any questions, any tips, any tools that you want to share, feel free to comment below. I'm going to be posting a link above. So if you feel like you're feeling stuck in some area of your life, and you've tried everything and nothing's working, I'm going to put a link up for you to have a chat with me. I call it the discovery session, to see what's going on, what's not working, and how we can identify what's at the root of what's not working, and what are your next steps to move forward and play this game of life to the full. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next week, guys. Bye-bye.